and gentlemen, boys and girls, once again, a very, very good morning. Welcome to all our TV crews from all around the world. Nice to have you with us. Kindly take your seats now. We are just a few moments away from the presentation of the teams. Just waiting for one more umpire to join out on the field. We've got the third man on his way up here as we speak. So when the boys from the Land of Fire are ready, we will wait for the signal from the Godfather himself. And of course, we will have our friends from Maserati, who of course also are our official car partner and team sponsor. They'll be leading in the two teams from both sides. There they are, the beautiful Maseratis. And a special welcome to Stefano Battisto from Maserati. Nice to have you with us. So, the cars are in situ. So, just waiting now for the signal to come from the Godfather himself.
Okay, ready? Ring the bell. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Maseratis, please start your engines and bring in the teams.
Before the national anthem, you give the mic to me. I want to say a few words.
All right then, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before we get the show underway, I'd like to hand over the microphone to the Godfather of Snow Polo. Please, a warm welcome for Mr. Reto Gaudenzi.
Welcome, bienvenidos, benvenuti, bienvenue, bienvenidos a St. Moritz for the 36th edition of the Snow Polo World Cup 2020. Great to have you here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in Switzerland, we're in St. Moritz, and we are proud to play for you on this very special day, and also to welcome everybody. So please rise, the Swiss national anthem.
Thank you very much, Reto Gaudenzi. And now, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please, let's have a big, big warm welcome for the defending champions, playing on the left-hand side for the BADRUTT'S Palace Hotel. Please give a warm welcome to the one and only Melissa Guernsey. Good morning, Melissa. At number 2, a rising star from the Argentine. Give it up for the young man, Juan Bautista Peluso. Making his debut here in St. Moritz, ladies and gentlemen, America's number 1. Give it up for the one and only Mr. Nick Roldan. And with him, another 8-goaler from the Argentine, the one and only El Guapo, Alejandro Novillo Estrada. And now to the boys from the land of fire. Great to have them back here in St. Moritz. Give it up, if you will, for the captain, ladies and gentlemen, a big talent, Elchin Jamali. At number 2, playing off 4 goals, say hola tu pata voluntario. One of the funniest polo players you will ever meet and a great talent. Give it up for Augustin Kronhaus. And the man with the highest handicap in that team, playing off 6 goals, Santiago Marambio. Your 2 umpires, ladies and gentlemen, we have Oliver Ellis from the United Kingdom and Marcelo Garahan and Charles Seville, also from Great Britain. Thank you very much to our friends from Maserati. I wish they would do a promotion, buy one, get one free. And the president is here as well. Grüß dich, nice to see you. Right then. Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen, take your seats. The action is about to start. Remember, the defending champions, the BADRUTT'S Palace Hotel, will be wanting to leave their mark after this first game here. And remember, they are playing in this first game for the President's Trophy. Hang on a minute, gentlemen, just hang on a second. Just let the cars leave the field. As you can see, a final few words of instructions there coming from Mr. Oliver Ellis. And the third man, as I said, Charles Seville, up here to make sure that should there be a dispute. Here we go then. The first ball has been thrown into play, and it's the boys from the land of fire who get the upper hand, winning that throw-in. And talking to some of the players yesterday, a lot of compliments have been coming in of how well this team from the land of fire have improved their game. Remember, this is no walk in the park for anyone at this level. Having spoken to Reto himself, he quite clearly said, you know, it is very hard to call. We have 4 very, very strong teams here, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be another cracking year, the 36th edition of the Snow Polo World Cup here in St. Moritz. How is everybody feeling this morning, St. Moritz, the lovely people? Are you all good? That's why I like coming here, because you are one of the best audience in the world and surrounding planets. Right, that first ball going over the back line, so that'll be a hit in to the boys in the black shirt, the Palace Hotel. It's a 30-yard, I've just been told. There was a penalty call. Now let me just explain one or two of the basic rules in polo. You will have all, of course, noticed, because we're in Switzerland and you're very sharp here, they all play only with their right hand. We don't have a left-handed polo player. That was a law or a rule that was abolished back in 1974. And before I continue, let's just see what Augustin Kronhaus can do here. And this will be the kind of cracking start that the land of fire were looking for. The ball trickles over the back line. Now then, you might have noticed that the boys from the land of fire had already been given 2 goals advantage. That is due to the fact that every polo player in polo is given a handicap. The handicap of all 4 players are added together. Should there be a difference, as is the case here, and based on that difference, there is a formula, and based on the result of that formula, the, on paper at least, weaker team get given a slight advantage, in this case 2 goals. So the boys from Baku very happy to very quickly get that first goal, making it 3-0. Now remember, we play a game of chukkers here. We play 4 chukkers of actual play time. Every chukker has a duration of exactly 6 minutes of play time. Every time the whistle blows, the clock will stop. And as I was saying just now, they all only play using their right hand. And in front of goal, we have several penalty options. The penalty we saw just now is known in the book, the rule book, as a penalty 2. That's 30 yards the distance, undefended. The next one up, you see the little blue spot, that is a penalty 3. That's 40 yards. And that can be semi-defended. And then, of course, on the blue line, that is 60 yards, and that could be completely defended, but we will come to those as and when they come. So quickly taken, this hit from the spot, a penalty for the defending champions, the BADRUTT'S Palace Hotel. Now, another very important rule in polo, if you are for the first time here, is the so-called right-of-way. The right-of-way is established once a polo player hits a ball. The line that that ball takes and the continuation of that line is the automatic right-of-way. You cannot cross that line. It's a little bit like driving down the motorway. You can't just change lanes. And that, of course, is a very important task for the umpires. And we have 2 mounted umpires, as I say, out on the field, and a 3rd man up here who, should the 2 umpires be in disarray as to what the call will be, he will be consulted. And then, of course, that penalty will be awarded. So let's wait and see what the umpires decided here. Well, that's something else which we don't really like to see so much in polo, because in polo, the very important is, of course, the welfare of the pony. And if the umpires will always make sure that that is maintained. And as a result, we now have a penalty 3, I believe. A penalty 3. Now, that is 40 English yards, distance to goal, or Australian yards, if you want. Now, a defending player, look at the Azeris. One defending player, once the striking player here from the Palace, now it'll be Alejandro Nevija Estrada. A defender can ride between his goalposts to try and block it. And he didn't really have to do much there, because Alejandro not quite yet finding his mojo. So that ball goes over the back line, and that means possession once again for the boys from the Land of Fire. So the clock, of course, continues to run down with just shy of 4 minutes left to play. First chukker. And as I say, these boys from Baku, spending a lot of time now also in Argentina. And that's a nice little pass over the halfway line. Now, who's going to pick that up? Nicely taken, back into the danger zone, looking for the captain, Elchin Jamali, but he was beaten by the 8-goal Alejandro Nevija Estrada. There's an appeal there saying he crossed my line. As Alejandro, look at that pony open up. He's out on his own. Melissa Ganzi anticipating the pass. Eventually, there was just 2-minute defenders there coming in from the Land of Fire, and they will turn this around quickly. Kronhaus. There's the pass through the center. Nicely taken on the near side. Will you hit the goal? It's going! It's going! And the crowd go crazy! That was Santiago Marambio, the player there, getting that pass and making a choripan mincemeat out of that one. And that makes it 4-0. Now, we decided at the captain's meeting that we will have a horse change halfway through the chukker, so we're going to leave you with a little bit of music. We'll be back in a few seconds with the remainder.
This is Samoritz. What you're talking about.
Also Kronhaus hat 4. Sicher? Nee, ich glaub nicht. Thank you very much, Mr. DJ. Here we go then. Quick pony change. They're back on the ice, ready to continue the 2 minutes and 48 seconds of the first chukka. And the boys of Fire are really lighting a fire here on the ice, catching the Palace a little bit off guard. They knew it was going to be a busy afternoon at the office. Alejandro Navija Estrada now back in defense, waiting to pick up that ball. As you can see, straight away, the boys from the Land of Fire on him. Now then, this is the man a lot of you have come to watch. That is Mr. Nick Roldan. He's found a little gap round the outside on the left. Now he'll check, he'll take a shot. So close, but no cigar, and they're not wasting any time. Nicely controlled, leaves it behind. Good team play here. That ball back up to the front, and they're on the charge here. Cronehouse, or is that Marambio? Straight away, the Palace again having to come back, needing to shut down this attack coming in from the boys from the Land of Fire. Alejandro Novijo Estrada has a little look up, looking to play it across the field. Nobody home. If you snooze, you lose, and the Azeris know that. Takes it on the near side, a little bit of a melee there on the side. Again, Nick Roldan looking to try and get a shot to goal. Alejandro manages to find a little gap. He will take it on the near side. A finishing touch is what's needed. Well, there's nothing like a bit of foreplay, but they're taking this a bit too far here. Do you like that one? I thought you might like that one. Oh, well, they're still on it. The danger isn't over. The Azeris have to regroup. Power play now from the Palace Hotel. And it's all down to this man, the 8-goaler, with the number 4 on his back. That ball goes over the back line, but I know that the people of St. Moritz will give a little round of applause. We're seeing some great action here in the first chukka. A little less than a minute to go. Here we go. The boys from the Land of Fire. The Palace standing very deep. Well, they're trying to get through. And the number 2 there, Bautista Peluso, snoozing a little bit, but it's number 4. It's Augustin Cronehouse. They're looking for the captain, but Roldan comes back deep into his own half. He's got the pressure, and there is the first bell. Now that means 30 seconds left to play before they go and change ponies, and that will mean the end of the first chukka. Can the Palace claw one back? Oh, cheeky little play, but he did a little Belgium number. He crossed his right away, and that will be the end of the chukka. Lovely people of St. Moritz, put your hands together. 4-0 for the boys of the Land of Fire. We'll be back shortly with chukka number 2. Right then, here we go. Welcome back, everybody. How are we all feeling this morning, St. Moritz? We're all good? Yeah, please, not all at once, not all at once. Right then, we're going to continue play, I believe, with the 5B. Is that right, Charles? We're going to continue with play ceased at the end of that first chukker. There was a whistle, you might recall. And the ends, of course, have changed. So don't be surprised. This is an old tradition in polo. We change, especially in St. Moritz, after every chukker. Play has been called. Best of luck. Here we go. It is Alejandro Novillo Estrada starting what I'm sure will be the comeback campaign now in chukker number 2. But again, oh, he's done well. Look at that. That is what perseverance looks like. Alejandro gets into a little bit of traffic. Oh, that could be an own goal. No, it's out, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the equivalent of a corner in polo. If a defending player puts the ball over his own back line, then the attacking team will get a shot on goal. And literally from where the normal penalty 4 would be taken, where you can see the mounted umpire is now, from there, they will get a shot on goal. We call that in the trade a safety 60. So the chance now here for the boys and the young lady, of course, from the Palace Hotel to try and claw one back. Now, a little bit like rugby or American football, it doesn't matter how high the ball goes, as long as it goes through the posts. And you might have noticed behind both goals, there is a goal judge who will indicate by waving his flag above his head if the goal is good. Having said that, the mounted umpire can always overrule that decision. So a chance now here for the Palace to claw one back. It'll be taken by the man with the number 3 on his shirt, ladies and gentlemen. Heartthrob, Mr. Nick Roldan. It's high in the sky, but is it straight? Unfortunately not, but definitely an A for effort there for Nick Roldan. So the boys, the Azeris, have it once more, and I'm sure they'll be very happy with the current state of affairs, leading by 4 goals to 0. Remember, they were given 2 goals at the beginning due to the handicap, but so far they are very much in control and in the driving seat. Play is called. Here we go then. New offensive coming in from the Azeris. There's a man out there on his right, Kronhaus, completely left to his own devices, and the Palace standing very deep. This is a good run. It's going to be taken there by Santiago Marambio. Oh, he's found a little gap. There's a bit of a bounce. He couldn't quite pick it up. In comes Kronhaus. It was a defending little backhander. As Pato Bolanterio will try and finish what they started. Still, Marambio. Kronhaus will pick it up nicely on the near side. A little bit of help there from the pony. A shot to goal. Is it going to go? Well, as they say in Argentina, impresionante. And all of a sudden, it's 5 goals to 0. Now, of course, don't be shy, don't hold back. We're not in church, we're at Polo. If you'd like to support your team, especially the Palace Hotel, like I say, don't hold back. But if you snooze, you lose. This is what will happen. Again, the boys from the land of fire. Will he make it 6? And I've just found out what it is. It's the Bündnerfleisch. There you go. Well, would you Adam and Eve it? 6 goals to 0, 4 out of play, 2 given, and they want more. Let's hope they don't melt the ice. Alejandro being called back, coming down, charging. And the umpire's clearly not happy, and the Azeris seem to know what's going to come next. They're going to get a penalty. Is that right, Charles? Well, it could be a spot even, but it's definitely in favour of the Azeris and the captain, Elchin Jamali. Known to his fans all over the world as Captain Uch. Yes, exactly. 1-2 Uch. So now then, the man with the number 3. Santiago Marambio, 6 goaler. Taps it into play, will look to try and pass it somewhere. He's got a man out on his right, but he might just walk this one himself. Nobody coming in to challenge him. Don't be shy, he doesn't bite. He's found a little, well, I thought he was found a little gap there between that defense. A shot to goal, it has a deflection. The danger isn't over. Again, Marambio, oh, he's gonna finish what he started on the near side. So close, but no cigar. Well, what a surprise and what a turn up here from the Azeris. Unbelievable. And the defending champions, I'm sure they'd like to start all over again. Here we go. Alejandro Novillo Estrada. Nicely taken on the near side. There he is, Mr. Roldan. Tries to send it on the near side up to the front door. But sticking to him there like a cheap suit from CNA. The Azeris not giving him half a chance to get anywhere near that goal. And the captain, Elchin Jamali, reaches far out of the saddle, but there was no one to pick it up. Again, Roldan. Oh, there was a whistle. There was a whistle. I beg your pardon. There was a whistle. And I believe, ladies and gentlemen, it's half chucker. It's a spot. Umpires, I've just been told by the third man, if you'd like to make half chucker, you can do so now. Indeed, they do. So let's give them a little round of applause. They're going to change ponies. We'll be back in a few moments with the remaining 3 minutes and 4 seconds of the second chucker. Mr. Goal Judge to my left, could you please get your helmet on your head? The helmet's over there, could you please run both ways? Very quickly. Yeah. Right, let's do a quick head count. 1, 2, 3, 4. The Palace is back. And here comes the last player. Well, I must ask, is anybody here supporting the Palace Hotel today? Well, don't tell me, tell your team. So, 3 minutes to go. Now, as you all know, a lot can happen in 3 minutes. It's how they made my first brother. So you need to start getting a little bit more active here. So 3:04 on the clock. Now let me remind you, of course, right after this game, just behind the speaker's tower, known as the Tower of Power, of course, we will have the presentation. They're playing, of course, in this opening match for the President's Trophy. But now let's go back to the action. Alejandro Novillo Estrada looking to try and get a shot off onto goal. Elchin Jamali making life very uncomfortable for the 8-goaler. And it's taken off him, and they're going to have to be very careful here because they're going to try and break away here. Nice little near side backhand again. He's found Alejandro. Alejandro will pick this one up. He'll take it around the outside. Roldan hovering. A little tap of the mallet. So here we go. The deadlock has been broken. It is the first score for the Palace, the BADRUTT'S Palace Hotel. But meanwhile, back at the ranch here, the boys from the Land of Fire. Cheeky little player there, Alejandro. Steals it deep in his own half, has a little look up. Melissa trying to find a little bit of space for herself to try and get the pass. Alejandro will try and run this. He's got a man on near side. Well, that was a very, very naughty play. coming across that line. Remember that Belgian motorway? You cannot cross the right of way, and you can see the umpires now in conference to determine exactly what had happened. They're going to be looking at the third man. Well, I think they're going to go for either a hit from the spot or a throw, and I'm not quite sure. And that, of course, is always the fairest option. When in doubt, go for a throw-in, and that's exactly what they're going to do here on the halfway line. Ball's about to be thrown into play. Here we go. Well, Mr. Ellis not happy, and I believe one of the two of the players weren't yet quite ready for that throw-in. So we're going to have a repeat of that throw, and here we go then. Best of luck, guys. Okay, here we go then. Ball's back in play. And again, and so far, and that could be so instrumental, winning that throw-in. But it's picked up nicely here. Alejandro looking to pass it up to Nick Roldan, fakes the shot. He's got Peluso behind him, backing him up nicely. But so far, it's been a very busy day at the office here for Alejandro Navijo Estrada. Roldan tries to spank that one down the field, has a slight little deflection, and this could be a break. Kronhaus, Augustin Kronhaus looking, and that's a perfect pass all the way up to the front to the captain, Elchin Jamali, running out of Polo field, and does the only clever things, plays it into the danger zone, but unfortunately for him, the Palace keeping their wits about him. Nick Roldan, there comes the challenge, the ride-off. Now remember, you can ride a player off that line. The two number threes, Marambio clears the ball. Coming down the line, and Alejandro, let's hope he only dropped his phone. And the fastest clinic in the world, they know you're ill before you do. That's how quickly they come out onto the ice. Well, thank you very much to our medical staff, Clinic Good there, just making sure that the player's okay. Alejandro, todo bien? Yeah, he seems to be okay. And I think he's just going to walk his pony to the pony lines, which reminds me, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you, please, and we're going to do this at every single game. You see these beautiful animals out here who, of course, are looked after 365 days a year. Now, we need a lot of helpers, a lot of people who do that job. You don't see them that much. They're always over the pony lines. Can I ask you, please, to show your appreciation for the girls and boys working behind the scenes, the grooms looking after the ponies? Thank you very much. Good. Yeah, he's got a helmet on. Now then, let me just also remind you, and I'd like to welcome very much our friends from La Martina, as always, on the lake, of course, with a big stand, our official merchandise partner, where you can obtain all the shirts and all the other lovely things that La Martina have. I'd like to welcome El Presidente, and of course, all of our other sponsors, including our friends from NetJets. Great to have you back here in St. Moritz as well. All of our partner hotels, the Kempinski, the Kulm, the Palace, the Crystal. It's so nice when the polo world descends on this, the original, the one and only, the home of snow polo here in St. Moritz. So he's back in the saddle again, Alejandro Navijo Estrada, and off we go with the remaining less than 40 seconds in this chukker. And this young man, we haven't seen much of him, Juan Bautista Peluso, just puts it wide, but and that will be the bell, ladies and gentlemen. That'll be chukker. Give him a round of applause. 6 goals to 1 for the Land of Fire. We'll be back with the second half in just a few moments. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me remind you, of course, this year, La Martina are hosting the La Martina Snow Polo Party at the Vivai, the Hotel Stefani, tomorrow, Saturday, January the 25th, starting at 11 p.m. Dress code here is elegant chic or your birthday suit. Entry tickets are 20 francs, and DJ Andy Rush is going to be entertaining you. So if you're looking for something to do tomorrow night, Hotel Stefani, the La Martina Snow Polo Party at the Vivai Hotel Stefani. Morning, Natch. What? Can't hear you. What odds do you get? 10 to 1. 10 to 1. Done.
Introduce Mr. Mike and the Polo after party at the King's Social House.
Now we have another party, news just in, ladies and gentlemen. We have another party brought to you by DJ Mr. Mike, and that's going to be at the BADRUTT'S Palace, the King's Club, King's Social House. Why don't you tell the people, Mr. Mike?
Tomorrow night at the King's Social House, Mr. Mike, for the official after party of the Snow Polo World Cup. Come and see me.
That's right. Right then, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Chukker number 3, 6 goals to 1. And who would have thought the boys from the Land of Fire are starting to melt the ice already so early on, playing a cracking first 2 chukkers, not wasting any time, getting their mojo going, and they're on the attack again. Here we go. Welcome if you've just joined us. We've got the defending champions, the BADRUTT'S Palace Hotel, having so far only scored 1, but I'm sure that will change in the remaining 2 chukkers of this opening match. Remember, this is the 36th edition of the Snow Polo World Cup St. Moritz 2020. And a bit of a naughty foul there, a right-of-way infringement once again. The player crossing that line, I'm just going to give him the benefit of the doubt. It was unintentional. I'd like to also welcome all our members of the press and all our photographers. We have over 200 journalists here from all corners of the globe. And of course, we are live in the internet. And I'm just being told 320,000 people watching on the internet. You can live stream it. Of course, you can watch the action. Here we go. Let's go back to the action. Hit from the spot, a 5B. The boys and the lady from the Palace Hotel. looking for a little bit of pressure, but it seems to be very difficult to penetrate that defensive wall there from the Azeris. So far doing everything their coach has asked of them, and they will be happy with the result as it stands at the moment. He again on the break, Marambio out on his own. Look at him go. Will he go for the long distance shot? There's no one to play it to. Marambio, he's got a man in the danger zone. Finds a little bit of space for himself. The Palace completely wide open here in defense, and that's going to be a cheeky and a well little play there. As he looks for the shot to goal, he's just put it through, ladies and gentlemen. Well, look at that scoreline. 7 goals to 1. The Azeris, and they are hungry for more. The Palace on their back foot. Trying to get a little bit of calm and structure into that game, but it would feel, I'm thinking for them, that they've got an extra man on the field, but no, it's definitely 4 against 4. There was a chance nearly. Melissa just having the ball taken off her. Now this could be a chance for Alejandro. A little flick at the wrist. It's through! Now let me tell you, 7 goals to 2. It sounds like and it looks like a mountain of a task that they have to overcome, but the game of polo is never over until the last whistle. But of course, the Azeris, Elchin Jamali. The captain himself, Elchin Jamali, making mincemeat out of that, and I think the umpire's blown the whistle. Are we going to have a pony change? I don't think so. We've got one guy just going off to the pony lines. And, no, Chris? No, I think they're all going to go for a quick pony change, so I'm going to give you back to Mr. DJ Mike. Here we go, 3, 2, 1 left to play. Chaka, number 3. We got one, oh sorry, beg your pardon, we got one more missing. 8 goals to 2. Well, if you are supporting the Palace Hotel, I think it's time you started to turn up the heat here. Give them the support they need. They need a bit of encouragement now here. I think nobody expected. That's more like it, that's more like it. I don't think they expected the boys who brought the fire from the land of fire for that fire to be so hot, and it really is. Ball's back in play. Peluso sends it deep down the field, but there's no one there. Marambio with a powerful backhand into no man's land. It'll come off the sideboards. And straight away, well, established on that line. I think from up here, that's how it looked at least. Nick Roldan already had possession of the line. Cheeky little play there by the Azeris. And I'm pretty sure the Palace will be awarded a penalty, if not a spot hit. Let's wait and see what the umpires decide. Indeed, it is a hit from the spot. It'll be taken by Alejandro Navijo Estrada. He wants to get a little bit closer before he can maybe take a long-distance shot on goal, but straight away on him again, the Azeris. They're not waiting for the invitation. They will take it on with the 8-goaler, but that's why he is 8 goals. He nearly got away with it and found a little gap. And now on the contra-attack, look at that open up on that pony go out in front. We have a horse race on our hands. The Azeris coming out of nowhere, a shot to goal! But you know what? You can still put your hands together, because that was great polo. Wow. What a break, taking the ball all the way from one side of the field to the other. He was robbed. And again, Alejandro working very hard here, looking for someone to play it to. There's no one at the front. He's decided to run this one himself. He's going to run into some traffic. In comes the challenge from Marambio, the 8-goaler, surrounded by white shirts. And that ball will trickle over the back line. As I say, there is no getting through that defense. A little less than 2 minutes to go. Now, let me remind you, of course, right after this game, we'd like to see you all at the podium for the presentation of this first game. They're playing for the President's Trophy. But there is still plenty of time. 1:40 left to play in this chukker. And then, of course, the 4th chukker. A little under the neck. God, they are so quick, the Azeris. They are everywhere. The Palace have it. Question is for how long. And again, they're shutting down very early anything that resembles what looks like an attacking play. Well, there's an appeal, and eventually the umpires will now have to calm them down a little bit. And they'll be deciding exactly what the call is. Well, it would appear it's gone in favor of the Palace after a quick conference there, and it looks like it could be a penalty too. So 30 yards is the distance. And I think Melissa Ganzi, the queen of snow polo, is going to try and take this one herself. She's very good at her penalties. So let's have some quiet. No, I think she's going to leave this one. Let's wait. No, she will. Well, let's wait and see what happens. So Melissa Ganzi takes a nice long run up to the goal. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. Oh no. I saw that was going in, I really did. I'm just going to blame the wind because she did everything right. It just went a little bit short out on the right-hand side. A little bit of bad luck there for the Palace. So here we go then, the boys from the Land of Fire, who I'm sure will be looking at the clock. A little less than a minute to go, and then there's only one more chukker. And this tournament has always been good for any very unexpected surprises, and we could have the first one in the making here. The Palace steals the ball back just before the halfway line. Ganzi's in the front there, but there is the bell, and now they will try and get rid of it, but they might run it themselves. Alejandro really having to work very, very hard. The near side back, it's deflected, and he's out on his own. Marambio, he's got Kronas behind him. His arms just weren't long enough. Peluso looking for Roldan, and again, Coming in with the number 2 there, Bolontario shutting down this attack. And that is Chaka, ladies and gentlemen. They leave the field. Please put your hands together. 8 goals to 2 for the boys from the Land of Fire. And here we go. Now, as we always like to look at the glass half full, never half empty, I'm pretty sure the Palace are going to turn up the heat now in the 4th and final chukker. Crazier things have happened. And we're going to start off the 4th and final chukker with a penalty 3. 40 yards the distance. And Mr. Nick Roldan will try and make it 3 goals to 8. That is straight, and that is cracking good, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Roldan reducing the deficit to a mere 5 goals. Plenty of time left to play, and for the Palace to try and turn this around. That's a nice little pass from Peluso, looking for Alejandro. Novijo Estrada. Taken off him there by Kronhaus. Couldn't control it. Marambio keeping the pressure on. Ooh, that looked a little bit controversial. A little bit of a melee in the middle of the field. Looking there for the number 2, Pate Bolontario. And another whistle, and things are getting very heated under the collar. Now, ladies and gentlemen, quick info from head office. Our next game this afternoon, our second match, will be starting at 2:30. So for you, the lovely people of St. Moritz, plenty of time to do a little bit of shopping, a bit of strolling around through our trade village. Have lunch, have a delicious lunch at one of the many, many food and beverage outlets that we have. Stop off at our friends at La Martina. Maybe if you need a new car, pick up a Maserati. There are only 3 left. They did do the buy one, get one free, but that went down the wrong way, so. And of course, if you'd like to simulate what it feels like sitting on a pony, then you can also go on the wooden horse. Und natürlich auch für unsere deutsche Fans, die damals in der Schule nicht aufgepasst haben, wir machen das ein oder andere auch auf Deutsch. Wie gesagt, das zweite Spiel, heute Nachmittag das zweite Spiel des ersten Spieltages um 14:30 Uhr. Viel Zeit für Sie, ein schönes Lunch zu nehmen, ein bisschen durch unsere Einkaufsstraße zu spazieren, ein bisschen zu flanieren. Wir haben tolles Wetter hier. Wie geht's euch, liebe Leute, hier in St. Moritz? You're all good? Wie gesagt, bitte nicht alle auf einmal, sonst kriegen wir noch Beschwerden. Here we go then. Mit der Nummer 3, Santiago Marambio from the spot. Schön hoch, und er hat leider ein bisschen was gefehlt. Went out to the left-hand side, but a good effort there from Marambio. And that means the Palace will have possession once more. Here we go then, Alejandro Novillo Estrada. Viel zu tun hier, der Argentinier. 8 Goals natürlich, gibt den Ball ab. Und das ist der Mann aus Amerika mit der Nummer 3, Nick Roldan, höchster handicapte Spieler für Team USA. Sein Debüt dieses Jahr hier in St. Moritz. Ich habe mit ihm gestern nach dem Trainingsspiel gesprochen. Ich glaube, der ist noch sowas hin und weg von dieser wunderschönen Landschaft hier. Freut sich sehr, dass er dieses Jahr mit dabei sein darf. Und wieder Alejandro Novillo Estrada. Ein bisschen verspringt ihn da der Ball auf der Mittellinie. Alejandro, oh, harter Angriff da von der Nummer 3. Santiago Marambio. Drängen. Der Palace Hotel zurück über die eigene Mittellinie. Pato Volanterio mitten da im Gefecht. Hat die Unterstützung da von seiner Nummer 3. Das ist Santiago Marambio. Sein Wegerecht, das darf nicht gekreuzt werden. Guckt nach vorne, da wartet Elchin Jamali. Under the neck shows, schön gemacht, Jamali. Kommt er da noch dran? Aber so oder so, ein toller Spielzug. Und da, wo ich herkomme, gibt es für so eine Aktion immer mal einen kleinen Applaus. Let's have a look at the clock. 4:02. 4 Minuten noch zu spielen in diesem letzten Chaco. Und nochmal zur Erinnerung, wir machen gleich bei der Podest hinter dem Speakers Tower die Siegerehrung. Sie spielen natürlich in diesem Turnier wie jedes Jahr immer um eine Trophäe. The first trophy is the President's Trophy. Und da kommen natürlich gleich alle Spieler und Spielerinnen auf das Podium. So please come and join us gleich vor der Siegerehrung direkt auf dem Eis hinter dem Speakers Tower. So, let's have a look at the clock. 3.5 minutes, 3,5 Minuten noch zu spielen. Und wieder Alejandro Novillo Estrada. Great little pass von Nick Roldan. Da verspringt ihm leider der Ball. Und sofort eine Rückhand von dem Kapitän Elchin Jamali. Harter Abritt da zwischen den Nummer 3 von Santiago Marambio und Juan Bautista Peluso. Alles erlaubt, solange man den Gegenspieler nicht in einem zu spitzen Winkel abreitet. Alles wunderbar. Wie gesagt, oh! Gegen den Pfosten. Half chucker, umpires, if you'd like to change your ponies. Ich denke, das ist auch der Fall. Wie gesagt, man darf den Spieler abreiten, nur nicht in einem zu spitzen Winkel. Das A und O bei uns in diesem Sport ist das Wohlergehen der Pferde. Und da sind die Spieler natürlich auch dran gedacht, dass das immer wahrgehalten wird. Wir sind gleich wieder da mit dem verbleibenden 2:56 in Chucker Number 4. So here we go then. Play continues. Alejandro Novillo Estrada. Can he make a difference? Can he put a dent into that 8 goals already up on the scoreboard by the boys from the Land of Fire? 2:45 left to play in Chucker Number 4. And a whistle will stop play. That ball just going over the sideboards. And there will be a throw-in. Here we go. They line up literally on that blue line. And the Azeris so far, I would say, well into the 90s. as far as percentage is concerned, have won that throw-in, and that is so instrumental. Once you have possession of the ball, you're already in the attacking mode, and he's just waltzing Matilda through that Palace defense. Unbelievable how quickly they get off the mark. But unfortunately, that just went a little bit wide. Again, keeping the Palace at bay, the clock running down, and a little over 2 minutes to play, and chucker number 4. And again, the possession is with the Azeris. Teed it up nicely. Didn't make the connection there, Nick Roldan. And this is all costing valuable time. Roldan, perseverance pays off, and he's got a chance with a pass up to the front to Melissa Ganzi. Melissa. Well, Elchin, that's not very gentlemanly. You could have given her a little bit of a benefit there. There's the pass once again, and this will be chance number 2 for Melissa. Come on, Melissa. The crowd would love to see you put one up on the scoreboard. Roldan has a deflection coming off the pony there of Marambio. In comes Alejandro. Novijo, Estrada. He's found a little gap. A little under the neck is what's needed. Oh, I think we heard a whistle. We had a whistle. The umpires clearly not impressed. Yep, this indeed, I'm just hearing it, because the godfather of polo also works in mysterious ways. And I think he's right in what he just predicted. Gotcha. 30 seconds, and we have a hit from the spot. And it'll be taken, well, controversially not, it's going to be taken by Alejandro. Alejandro Novijo Estrada makes it 4 goals to 8. So here we go. I think we are in the final stages of what has been a cracking first game, ladies and gentlemen. Roldan will try and steal that one away. It's taken. And a chance here for Melissa Ganzi. Good first touch. Come on, Melissa. Have another crack at this, Melissa Ganzi. Well, the bell is gone, the whistle is gone, and I think we're going to call that chucker. Yes, indeed. Samaritz, please put your hands together and congratulate with everybody here. They're a great result here. 8 goals to 4 for the boys from the land of fire. Well played. Elchin Jamali, Pato Bolontario, Augustin Cronau, Santiago Marambio. Well done, Melissa Ganzi, Juan Bautista Peluso, Nick Roldan, Alejandro Novijo Estrada, working very hard. Players, can we please have a ride by? The crowd would love to say thank you. Let's put our hands together once again. Here they come, the boys from the land of fire. Ride by, please, ride by. Well done, Elchin. Well done, Santiago. Well done, Augustin. And of course, the captain, Elchin Jamali, and Pato Bolontario. The Palace, please, Nick Roldan, Melissa Ganzi, Alejandro Novijo Estrada, and Juan Bautista Peluso. We will see you all on the podium for the prize presentation of the President's Trophy in just a few moments. Thank you.